Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I really apologize for the long break in between the last video and this video. I'm very sorry. But it is Christmas season. It is the holiday season and Christmas is coming up, and so these next few videos will be holiday oriented and I hope you love them. As always, we're going to start this video off with a scripture, and because it is Advent, we will start this month's videos off with a scripture, and that scripture is Isaiah 9 verses 6. And it reads as follows: "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." That was from the New International Version. And so with that being said, let's get right into this video. So, you guys have not seen me do a fresh set yet, and so this is the first fresh set you guys will be seeing me doing. This is on my mother. She had her own design in her head, but in the end, she just let me freestyle, so I'm very grateful to her for that. So first, what we're going to do is, as you saw already, I just pushed back the cuticles to expose the new growth of her nails underneath the cuticle skin. Then I'm going to go in with my sanding band and I'm going to sand her nails. And I'm just going to do this to all her nails, and that removes the shine from their nails. You want to be careful not to get too close to the cuticle, as you know, because the cuticle is very sensitive and it will break, it will cut, and it will hurt. And so you want to make sure that you're being careful and mindful of the cuticles. Next, I'm just going in with my natural nail tips. My mother does not like clear nail tips. She doesn't like how it looks. And so, we go in with the natural nail tips. I knew she wasn't going to want it that long, which is why I didn't go in with my long stiletto nail tips that I just recently got. Yeah, so I'm just going to measure her fingers with the nail tips to make sure they are from sidewall to sidewall. You don't want the space. I used to in the beginning, like when I first started, I would think I'm getting it sidewall to sidewall, and then when I go to apply acrylic, it's not sidewall to sidewall. So you want to make sure it's sidewall to sidewall. Now, some people put the glue directly on the tip of the nail tip, and then stick it, but I would find that for me personally, it would drip down and kind of stick to my finger. And so what I do is I just put the glue directly on her fingers, her fingernail, the tip of her fingernail, and then glue it like that. You want to make sure you're looking from side to side before you glue it. What I do is, as you saw, what I did was when I found the size for one finger, I would just take out an extra one and just leave it on the paper towel underneath, so that I don't have to go back and remeasure. I just know it's right there. And so that's what I did. So I'm just gonna make sure I press, and now what I'm doing is I'm just going back in to make sure that it's all firm and no lifting, it's not sliding off or whatever. And so I'm just gonna do that to all her fingers. And so at this point now, what we're going to do is we're going to trim. My mother does not get long nails usually because, she has kids. And so therefore she usually gets them really short. But this time she actually let me keep them long. Not as long as the tip is on its own, but she did let me keep them longer than she would normally have. And so yeah, but she needs her thumbs a little shorter than everything else. And so I eventually just went in and I cut a little bit more off of every nail just to make it even more manageable for her, because it's going from her having short nails to her having these long nails. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure and make sure each finger is the same size as the finger on the opposite hand. And when I find something that is a little longer, I'll just snip off a little bit, as you can see me doing. So next she wanted a coffin shape. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm taking my straight edge nail clipper and I'm just snipping off a little bit off the sides to make it a little bit easier when I go into file to give that coffin shape. You'll see in the end it kind of did not come out coffin, which is okay. She ended up liking it anyway, and so as long as it wasn't completely square, she was okay. But it didn't come out completely coffin, which was okay for her. So like I said, I'm just going in with a straight edge nail clipper and I'm just clipping off the sides. Also, I just want to say, please ignore my nails. I know they look horrendous, but I just have not had the time to even focus on my own nails. I've just been busy. It's finals now and semester's almost over. I've just been dealing with a lot, and so I haven't done my nails, but the semester is officially over now, and so therefore your girl is going to be more consistent in posting. And so once again, I'm just gonna measure, make sure they're the same length, and do it like that. Make sure they're good. Make sure she can handle it. You'll see my little sister's hands pop into the video here and there. I actually did her nails a few days ago, and I wasn't thinking to record. I actually did her nails using polls on my Instagram. And so make sure you follow me on Instagram at f.nayoomii. And so now I'm just going to take this file and I'm just going to file the sides to make it more of a coffin shape, and the edge of the nail. So you want to file the sides at an angle and try to get a 90-degree angle when you're doing the actual tip of the nail so that it stays straight. And so I'm just going to keep doing this for all her fingers. And so now I'm just going to take another file. She actually liked this file a little better because it's not as harsh. And she doesn't like to feel that on her skin, the file on her skin. And so I'm just going to smooth out the part where the tip meets her fingers so that it has a nice look for when I apply the acrylic. And so now I'm just taking my Young Nail Protein Bond and I'm just getting that on her natural nails, and you want to make sure you avoid getting it on the skin because it will burn. And so I'm just being careful with that and applying it. And the protein bond helps for the acrylic to actually stick to her nails. So now I'm going in with the Odorless Mia Secret monomer. Now, I used to use the regular monomer from Mia Secret, but my dad used to really have a fit because he hated the smell, and it really like engulfed our house. So I use the Odorless now, and he hasn't complained since, and so that works for me. I'm also going in with the Mia Secret Clear. You guys know I have a little trouble using the Mia Secret white acrylic, and so therefore I use the clear. I just bought the clear acrylic, and so I'm using the clear Mia Secret, and I will say it is way better for me. Like, application wise, it's way better. I don't know what it is about the white acrylic. I don't know if it's me or if it's the actual acrylic. If you have problems using Mia Secret's white acrylic, please feel free to leave it in the comments so that I can know if it's just me. I don't know, I just have a hard time. And so now I'm just going to go in with the acrylic, and I'm just applying, make sure I'm getting it off the sides, make sure I'm tapping so that it doesn't get bumpy on the ends of her nails. I'm attempting to get the apex. You guys know I have kind of a hard time getting the apex, but I'm getting a little better. At cleaning the sides, as you guys know, and at building the apex. I'm still not completely there yet, but it's a little better. So I'm just going in with that, and I'm just gonna make sure I do that for all the nails and make sure I clean the sides. I do have a question though, like, what's the longest part of the process for you? Part of the nail process. For me, it is the acrylic. Once I apply the acrylic, I think I go pretty fast. It's other than the acrylic applying, I'd say probably if I'm freehanding, then it's the design part, because then you know, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just, you know, kind of winging it. And so yeah, what's the longest part of the process for you? I do want to remind you guys that when you are applying the acrylic, you want to make sure you're looking from the sides. There was a lot of people in the room with me when I was doing my mother's nails, and so like my little sister, she'd kind of look up and she'd say, oh, you have a little bump on the side and blah blah blah. So yeah. So now when using odorless, especially this Mia Secret one, it said on the bottle UV LED. And so once you apply the acrylic, you do have to put it in under the UV or LED light and curate it. I believe it says 60 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds, and you just curate it under there, and that lets it dry because it doesn't dry as fast. And so I'm just gonna let her curate that hand in there for about 30 seconds. So she's going in at 10 seconds at a time. I guess that makes it easier for her. She doesn't like the heat in there. So yeah. So she's just gonna curate that, and then I'm gonna start working on her other hand. Now, this pinky honestly gave me so much problems this whole process, and I was very frustrated. But for the most part, I kind of got it to how I wanted. I kind of finessed it, but it was giving me a little problems. And so I'm just gonna finish applying the acrylic on this hand, and then we're gonna curate that, and then we're going to move on to the next step. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go in with the sanding band once more, and I'm just going to sand the acrylic. Like I said, you want to make sure you watch out for the sides and her cuticles. So now I'm just going to change the drill bit, and I'm going to go in with this one. It's kind of skinny at the top, a little thicker at the bottom, and I'm just gonna go in with this and clean off the cuticle areas, and also remove any acrylic that might have gotten underneath the tips. And I'm just gonna do this to all her fingers. My mom usually complains about the drill, but this specific drill bit doesn't bother her, so she was fine with this. You want to make sure you're also listening to the people's nails that you do, because you know, especially if they're your clients, you want to make sure they're coming back, and so you want to make sure you're listening to whether or not you're doing something that hurts them. You know, you want to listen to what they're saying. And sometimes also, like, you want to also listen to them if they tell you, like, oh, well, there's a bump right here, or something like that. Like, you'll see, like my mom, she told me she was looking at her nails, and she saw one of them had a little bump on the side, and so she told me. And so you want to make sure you listen to that, because, you know, you don't see everything. You'd like to think you do, but you don't. You can't see everything, and so you want to make sure you have another eye looking, and so that they can tell you, you know, because like I said, like, you want them to come back, especially if they're a paying customer. Like, getting an attitude because they're telling you something is wrong at some point is just ridiculous, and it's childish, honestly. That goes for everyone. It doesn't only go for nail techs. It goes for makeup artists. It goes for hairdressers. It goes for anyone, stylists, everything. If your client is telling you something doesn't look right, you want to make sure you're listening to them. So right here, it was a little thick at the tip, and so therefore what my mom did was she told me it was a little thick, and every other finger was a little thinner, and so she wanted me to thin it out, and so I just went back in with the drill to try and get it as thin as possible. And so that's what I'm doing here. But you do want to be careful when you go in with the drill, because a little too much pressure can literally, like, cut the sides off, or the tip, make it, you know, look a little wacky. So you want to be careful with that. So that is what the application looks like. So now I'm just gonna go in and I'm just gonna buff. I will say I completely forgot, because there were so many people in there, they were all talking, and I am not a good multitasker, and so I completely forgot to file the sides and the tip, and after I apply the acrylic, and that is one of the reasons as to why it did not come out in the particular coffin shape that she wanted. But it didn't come out that bad afterwards, and so I guess it kind of worked out this time. But next time I'm gonna make sure I remember to file the sides. I usually do. I don't really. It was just a lot going on. That's not an excuse. I should have filed the sides, but hey, what's done is done. And I didn't remember until after, and I had already finished everything, applied the cuticle oil, and then I remembered I didn't even file the sides. That was a little crazy. But yeah, so after I did that, I'm just gonna I went back in with the drill. She noticed something else. I went back in with the drill and rebuffed it. And now I'm just gonna redust her hands. So now I'm just applying the base coat. I'm applying the base coat. And this was the moment where she allowed me to actually do the design I wanted. I had no idea what design I wanted. I saw a reference picture on Instagram, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll try to do this. But I ended up not doing it at all. I probably I probably did one finger like what was on there, and the rest I kind of just did myself. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in with the base coat, then it's gonna curate for about 60 seconds, maybe a little longer, 2 minutes, 60 seconds to 120 seconds. Then I'm going to, right here, I finally decided what I wanted to do. So now I'm going to go in, and this color is kind of like I didn't even see that there was a nail polish on the end. But I'm going in with basically every other finger, and I'm going in with this nail polish, and I'm just applying the first coat on each hand. And then I'm going to apply a white coat on the index finger, and I'm going in with a red, dark red glitter nail polish for her ring finger. This was probably the most plain finger that I did on this whole set. And so I'm just going to repeat for the next hand. This color, I'm not sure. I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to put the name of the nail polish company and the color in the description box so you know what colors I use. I just recently, like the day before I did my mother's nails, me and my sisters and my mom, we actually finally got around to doing, you know how you go to the nail salon and they have they like pick a color, and then they hand you the little circle thing with the nail tips with the nail swatch sticks. We finally did that, but we ran out, and so I have to get some more. And so yeah, now after it curates, I'm just gonna go in with another coat, a second coat to all the fingers, and then the fun is going to begin. So now, I decided I wanted to do kind of like a stripe. And so I'm going in, and you'll see for the pinky, I did one stripe diagonal down the middle, from one corner to the other corner. And for this finger, the middle finger, I was actually going to try to do the thing where it's kind of like a tip. The tip is a different color, kind of, whatever. I ended up not liking it, so I ended up changing it. So this one, I'm just going to do the same thing with the long strip. Then I'm going in with the nail polish, and I'm going to fill in that one side of the line. And so for this, I actually went along with doing it in the design, but once I got to the other hand, I realized I absolutely hated it. And so I just painted the whole finger red. Was it a waste of nail polish? Probably, but whatever. So that's going to curate, and then I'm going to go in with this. Now for this pinky, I actually did it differently. I did it on the opposite side, and the line did not come out straight, but I decided I was going to just leave it as one strip, and you'll see why in a little bit. And then for this finger, I did the X thing again, didn't like it, and just painted the whole finger red. And then I went back in and fixed the other finger. And so for the thumb, I'm doing that as well. So like I said, I'm just going in with the nail polish, filling out one side of the stripe. Now, first looking at it, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, this is not going to come out pretty, like, at all. But in the end, it actually came out pretty good. I was very proud of myself. And so here you see me going in and just coloring the whole finger red anyway. So I'll let that curate. And so I'm just gonna go back in with the second coat with the red. And then I'm gonna fix the middle finger. This is the second Christmas set I've done for the season so far. The first was on my sister. And I'll see if I can insert some a video of my little sister's nails that I did a few days before. So now I'm gonna go back in with another coat. Once again on the other hand. And once that dries, then I'm going to start applying the little Christmas decoration things. Now you see those in the corner. That is not what I use. I actually did not want to use that one. I thought it was, I actually went in with foil. With the little foil chips. I went in with that. And so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go in with a coat, a clear coat, and this makes it a little easier for me. It makes it a little easier for me to apply rather than using the glue. I didn't like the glue like at all. So anyway, what I'm using is this little tool thing. Honestly, I didn't know. I just started using it. So I'll peel off a little piece of the foil. I'll pick it up and kind of like scrunch it. And so I'm putting it along the line that I drew because my lines aren't that straight. And so I kind of finessed it to where it looks straight by using the foil. I use the foil along the line so it doesn't look like it's uneven. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm doing it to all the fingers that have the diagonal. So now these fingers right here, the index and the middle finger, I'm actually going to go in with snowflakes. And so for the red finger, I'm going to do the white snowflakes. They're white, trust me, but I guess it doesn't look white, but they were white when I looked at them. And then for these, I'm going to do red. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting 3 snowflakes on those fingers in kind of like a design. On the white finger, the red snowflakes are on the tip. And on the red finger, the white snowflakes is on closer to the cuticle area. And so for this finger, you guys know I did not go in and with the nail polish to color in one side. So what I did was I put foil on either side, both sides of the line. And so that was a little different. That was the one different finger on each hand. So I did it like that. And so what I'm doing is when I'm sticking it, I'm kind of squishing it, like crunching it a bit and spreading it out. This honestly was my favorite finger, I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't know I was gonna do it until I did it. And I think those are the best designs, when you don't know you're going to do something and you end up doing it anyway. So now, like I did with the other hand, I'm just going to go in with the clear coat, and I'm just going to put on the foil along the line. And so I'm going to go in again with the snowflakes for the red and white finger. And so those are going to curate, and then I'm going to go in with the top coat over. Now, I will say what I should have probably done was, it probably would have been a little too much, but I'm thinking I could have applied another clear acrylic coat on top and then filed that, you know, and then it would have been a little smoother, but it's okay. It still came out great, and my mom loved it. I got a lot of compliments when she posted it online, and I posted it on my Instagram. So once again, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I do polls every once in a while to help me design whoever's nails I'm doing in that moment. So that's going to curate. I'm going to apply the coat, and then you'll see the final product in a little bit. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment. Make sure you follow me on social media. My Instagram is at f.nayoomii, and my Twitter is at fnayoomii. I do, like I said, polls on my Instagram. I will be posting more videos. This is my own version of Vlogmas that YouTubers do during December. And so, yeah, here is the final product. I really hope you guys loved this video. Happy holidays and much love to you all. Stay blessed, stay safe, wear a mask, please. The cases are rising again. If you are in school, I wish you luck on your finals. God bless you.